What's up, YouTube? Here with Kasey, Krick, friend of mine. He apparently won the Columbus Regional this past weekend. Yeah, I got the mat in the box there.
For sale.
If you want it, PM me. I can get you in contact with him. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and go through his deck profile. I'll tell you how the tournament ended up and how top 8 played out and how that was really fucking weird. So we'll go right into the profile here.
Alright, so I played Prophecy. The first one is Hermit. A lot of players aren't playing him right now. But in my deck, I play 3 life, so there's tons of XYZing and synchroing plays with him. But I wouldn't play any more than just one. I played 2 Spellbook Magician. I never set this card because I feel Ryo is being played a lot with the water decks and everything. So I didn't want to overdo it. My build's kind of fast, a lot faster than the regular builds right now. So I just played the 2. I played 2 Temperance. If you play any more than 2, you're just playing the deck wrong. 3 Priestess is the only targets for this thing, so you don't want to overdo it. And the level 3 part comes in handy, and I'll get to that later. I played 2 Stoic. I also play Foolish Burial, and Tower brings him out almost every time, unless I obviously have enough spellbooks to bring out Priestess. But this is my major target. I play Formula and everything with Valor, so 2's the right number for me. And speaking of Valor, I play 2. Not much to be said about that. It's my tuner. I use this more as a tuner than I do for its own effect. I play 2 Trags. They're the deck's basic defense. There's nothing to do about it. It's really aggro. You can even use Trag, offensively too. So.
What were your thoughts on Breaker for the deck?
I think Breaker is trash because I play Reasoning first of all, and what's the first number that comes out of their mouth? It's 4. So I don't play any 4 stars. It's awesome when I hit a Trag, especially if I'm turn wanting that Reasoning. Or, I mean, Priestess is optimal. I mean, it's the thing you want to hit, but most of them, if they know I'm playing Prophecy, they'll call 7. But, I mean, I have just as much chance to hit Temperance than I do Priestess most of the time. So.
All right.
But Breaker, again, I mean, you can just play 3 Wisdom or MST. I'd rather MST over Breaker. It's just, you want to keep the monster count low in this build. I went a little too high. I think I'm playing 12 or 14.
I think it's 14.
So, but anyway, and then the last 3 are the boss.
Of course, Priestess.
The Dark Arm Dragon of the deck. It's so good. So, let's go ahead and count it out.
More like the Hyperion than the Dark Arm.
Yeah. So, 9, 10, yeah, 14. 14 monsters. And 26 spells. Play the 3 standard.
Of course.
I only play 2 power. I feel it's really easy to recycle. I don't use a lot of big cards like Breaker or anything like that. So the 1,000 doesn't really boost anything. I mean, Spellbook Magician just goes to 15 anyway. So I play 2 Eternity. You know, recycling, banish with Priestess, bring it right back. It's combos. I play 3 life, which everyone's going to argue with me about, but hey, I won.
Yeah, I know. I argued the hell with you about 3. I don't like the 3, but what did it do for you today?
I'll explain the major thing about this. If you have Magician and Temperance and Grave, and you have Hermit in hand with this makes you go into a 5-star, or rank 5, sorry. Which I play Tyrus and Empress.
This card's fucking nuts.
If you hit it, I only bring it out if Star Hall has at least 4 counters on it. That way it can be a 24. It never really gets me game. It's just something to get out of a situation. Same for Tyrus.
Let me see that real quick. If you guys don't know what Empress does here, there's the effect, if I can get it to focus. Essentially, it gains 300 attack for all of its Exceed materials. I think that's what it is. Yeah. You can detach material from this card, shuffle your deck, then reveal the top 5 cards and destroy any monsters on the field equal to the number of spellbooks revealed, and then return them to the top of the deck in any order. So you get to set up all your plays and shit, and they can't starlight it. Sure, it can be hit or miss, but at the same time, it can just like fucking nuke everything, and regardless, you get to set up your next 5 turns.
Yep.
So that card's just nuts.
So back to the play, you can banish to level 2 to make Temperance level 5, but by playing that one spellbook, Hermit goes up by 2 levels. So you have your 2 level 5s and you just overlay them. So
fair enough.
Anyway, so 3 life, 3 wisdom. A lot of people disagree with this card, but I love Lance, so this is the deck's Lance. Saved my ass all day, so I'm glad I played 3. And then I played 2 towers.
Of course. One's not enough, 3's too many.
Yep. 1 fate. I was playing 2 before the event, but I made a last minute change. I decided that I'm using the card much like Book of Moon, so I just cut the second one for Book of Moon, and it was amazing. So I like the one. It's recyclable. And then I played with the 1-star Hall. Some players don't like this card, but I combo off all the time with my spellbooks.
Yeah, I think 1's perfect for that card.
Yep, and I've made great plays with this card. I brought it out almost every duel, so it's amazing. And then I play 2 Reasoning. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but it fills your grave. That's the one thing for me. And that's why I'm playing 3 of a lot of the books. Once you get more in there, it's easier for Priestess to banish it and then repeat it. And, I mean, I've got even levels of all my monsters throughout, so Reasoning is just really good, especially if you turn 1 at game 1. They don't know what to do, and they call 4, and then they miss. Also, I'm playing 3 Wand. Obvious play, and this one's just as nutty. I mean, it nets you advantage and cards in hand, so it's too good. I play Foolish for the Stoic and for my lives. If I need to get the Priestess immediately, and I've got a Spellcaster in the grave, I'll just Foolish Priestess and bring back Priestess with life. So
right.
Do that, and I played 1 book, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Lost Reborn. I finally found room for these, and I'm so happy about it, because Dark Hole is just devastating, especially when you have Lances to back up your Priestess, so, or Wisdoms, which is my Lance, so, anyway.
We knew what you meant.
There's the main deck, 40 cards. Now, for my extra, I play Gotchi Gotchi and Shining Elf.
This was, when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck's going on? But you've got a story about this one. I guess we'll get to that in a minute. But this card was like fucking nuts.
It destroyed a water deck. It's awesome. So, then I play 2 3-stars, or rank 3s. Zinmanes, Levier, they're just standard. I only went into Zinmanes once, and Levier, I don't think I even went into him. I played the Empress and then Tyrus. Then I played Hierophant and Big Eye.
Another fucking nut card.
I went in him twice, and I went in him like 4 or 5 times. Big Eye's just the nuts in this deck. I love detaching, taking their big card, and then bringing back my Priestess, popping their crap, and just going off. And then Wisdom, I mean, Big Eye being a spellcaster, which most of you know, is just perfect for the deck. You have, you know, your 3 Wisdoms, and then you have power to make them even bigger. You can just do everything. Star Hall makes them giant as well. So it's just awesome plays. And then I played 1 Gustav Max, and I brought him out 3 times during the whole tournament. Tragodia and Priestess can make this card. Priestess with life, you can banish one of your 3-star prophecy monsters, and then Priestess is level 10, so it's just perfect. It's for those plays where Trag isn't that strong because you've run out of cards. And then I play, for my synchros, 1 Formula, 1 Armory Arm, 1 Catastor. I played Tempest Magician. I didn't get to play her, but in playtesting, she was just too good not to. She can help me OTK against this lower decks, and then a great answer to burn. And then I play 1 Stardust and Scrap Dragon. That's my 15 extra deck. Now for the side deck. I played Mind Control because I do have tuners and I have a lot of stuff. I never sided it, unfortunately, but I would still keep it in there just for the chance that I face a deck that also goes 7s. I love it against Machina Fortress. I can, drop my Priestess, take their Fortress, and then I don't have to worry about their effect. But I wanted room for it in the main, but I just couldn't. It's just...
I almost would have played a 41st for Mind Control. Mind Control is too good in my opinion.
Probably. This is probably my biggest regret. I would take it out for Skill Drain, and I'll explain why later. But it was essentially just my answers to Heroes and Rabbit and that kind of stuff. It was just a filler, really. It's a 3-star too, so help me make some of my exceeds. I played 2 Decree. I don't play any traps, so it's perfect against Burn or other trap-heavy decks. And then I play the Lockdown card, Secret Village. And no, I don't take out my towers. I add both. So I have 4 field spells total. This card is awesome against Dark World.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. So, I opted to play 2 Debunk. Even though I didn't actually side a whole bunch, I think I only sided about 3 or 4 times throughout the whole day, which is kind of crazy. But Debunk just answers like mirror matches. It can hit Priestess. It hits a lot of things this format. So I just had to play 2. It actually came in handy in my last round. So I'm going to go through the tournament report right after this. So played 2 D-Fissure. A lot of people don't like this in Prophecy, but my build is so different than everyone else's that it really isn't monster-based. I just get 1 Priestess out, use this to get over their stuff, and keep it banished, and, just take advantage from there. You use it against, like, Psychics. You just take away all their advantage.
Just a playstyle thing.
Yeah, definitely. You just have to adjust your playstyle a little bit. But anyway, I played 2 MSTs. Didn't have room for them in the main. I don't like heavy, so it's just a chainable thing. I like it against water, even though I don't really side for them. And then I played 2 Kaiku. And every time I did side, he came in. This card's just too perfect in Prophecy. Spellcaster, you can boost it with power, make it 28. It owns Chaos Dragons and Agents.
What about Magical Dimension? Did you think about that for when you were siding into Kaikus?
Really, it's just, I wanted to keep my side deck all either 2s or 3s coming in at a time. If I play Dimension, I would only play 1. There's too many positions where Priestess's effect is just going to take play and pop the card that I need to pop anyway. So it's all about Priestess, this build. It's turbo to get to her, and you just keep her alive or exceed and then repeat her. So I don't like Magical Dimension.
Priestess whore, repeater.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So, but that's the deck.
All right, what about your matchups for the day? How did the day play out?
All right. So day 1, which made me decide to start keeping note, I played against Windups, and I ended up not siding. But the game was 2-1. He got the second one, Windups doing, what they do. But and I didn't end up having a track. But game 1, something special happened. He opened kind of bad. I mean, he opened Ryos. But the best part is he summons Ryo, sets back row, and then says for me to go. I draw. I bring out 2 Priestesses, and I end up popping his back row, which I think it was Mirror Force, and then I overlay in a Big Eye. Oh, sorry, I popped his Ryo first. I didn't think about it, but I ended up wasting my Monster Reborn, which was my last card, to bring back his Ryo, and I had Big Eye, and this is where he calls me a noob, because he was just wondering why I didn't take it with Big Eye to begin with. Same here.
Well, he would have just negated the summon with Ryo.
Probably.
If you had done it that order.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I had a Wisdom, and Power was already in play. So the guy plays Dark Hole and didn't realize that Big Eye was a spellcaster. So I reveal my Wisdom, of course, protecting it. And he sets a monster, sets a back row, and then I draw. I ask for a response. He doesn't do anything. So I activate Tower, no response there again. I draw a second Wisdom. This is what's so awesome. I use Big Eye's effect on his face down, and he goes to use Compulse. Now remember, I didn't have anything to save Big Eye until that Tower resolved. So then I chain another one, and he's like, wow. And his face down ended up being another Ryo. So I just locked the game from there. He shows a hand of 2 factories. So he did draw pretty bad, but it was really
Factory,
stunning.
2 Ryo, Compulse.
Yeah, and Mirror Force. So, I mean...
All he needed to draw was, like, Rabbit, and he'd have been in...
Yeah, a pretty good position.
Good shape, but... Anyways, what else happened?
All right. Well, round 2, I played against Water, and I wanted to prove a point with this deck. My build does not lose to Water, and I have yet to lose to Water. I only played 2 at this event, but I've playtested so many times against them that I just know how to beat it. And if you practice with this deck, you will understand how to beat it too. The major plays of the deck involve Megalo and every now and then the what's his name? Mullen Glacia. There we go. Sorry.
Looking at the mat for your answers.
Mullen Glacia. He's the only problem for the deck. Unless you have Valor, you're just going to have to take the hit. But that's why 3 life, Monster Reborn is there. You use Priestess to get around him. But their big play with Abyss Sphere is null and void against this deck. Because their biggest card they can bring out is the 24. Which Priestess is a 25, and like I said, you're always bringing her out. If you're not, you're doing the deck wrong. So, but anyway,
they arm too, and
yeah.
then you're starting at 34, and
well, you can just pop it, but
if they don't OTK you first.
True. So anyway, I 2-0 him without siding, and from then on, I just decided I was not going to side for it, even though I had cards for Water. I just decided I wasn't going to side for it. But there wasn't really anything special about the match, except that he said Prophecy was a flop and that he'd never lost to it before. So it was kind of good to feel that I could beat him and be his first loss against Prophecy. So round 3, I ended up getting a draw with this guy. I played against D-Hero Psychics. It was a really weird build, but it kind of reminded me of Teledad. It was kind of cool. I mean, he opens D-Draw into Mali and gets positions like crazy. He opens Naturia Beast, Barkion, and 1 back row. And I draw, and I use Magician to go get secrets, and I activate secrets, and he's like, Beast? And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I did it to get my secrets into the grave, because I needed to start making him mill so he didn't have all of his options, and he didn't use that Mali yet. Well, unfortunately, he never milled the Mali, and the next turn he ends up going into Thought Roller. And when he attacks over my 500 Magician with Thought Roller just to get some extra life points, I dropped Tragodia at 3,000. So he has no answer about it, and I just proceed to beat him right then and there. The next hand, I am able to drop my Priestess that I was holding on to, and everything just goes crazy. So I won game 1 against Naturia Beast, Barkion, which isn't much, but it's Naturia's, the combo,
right? Plus
Thought Roller and 2 back row. So
one of those things. How did it end up drawing?
Oh, so game 2, he ends up slow playing like so badly. He's reading all of my cards all of a sudden, and he's facing the clock, and I turn around, and it's just so bad. There was even a judge call that I needed to have a judge stand there because one of his buddies was right behind me, so even more stalling occurred, and basically we end up going into time. So I really wanted to win, so I was pressuring him, and earlier in the match, he Pot of Dualities gets a DD Crow, and I just spaced it because of all the stuff that's going on. And had I done that, I would have 2-0'd him, but...
You had the D-Fisher? You sided
yeah,
D-Fisher?
I sided in D-Fissures, Kaiku's Secret Village, and, what else here?
Cheat sheet?
Yeah, my cheat sheet. Oh, Snowman Eater, which didn't do anything. I just had it, just in case he beasted me again, is another answer. But anyway, I had D-Fisher in hand and Spellbook of Life, and I had 2 Priestesses in grave. The match had been going okay. We were going back and forth, trading blows, you know. But had I just D-Fissured first, he wouldn't have been able to chain Crow to my life. But I reversed the order. I played life first, and he DD Crowed, and I couldn't get the game. But
shit happens.
Yep, shit happens. So anyway, round 4, I faced one of my friends. He was playing Chaos Agents. It was kind of a mix between Alistair Alvins and
Simon He.
Simon He, there we go.
Well, how do you get a mix between those? I mean, Alistair's build is pure light, card trooper, triple call related, where Simon's is treacherous trap hole chaos.
Yep.
It's really one or the other. How the hell did you get a mix between the two?
Well,
builds?
he was just trying out a build, and I really liked it after seeing it, but I ended up 2-0ing him, but it's mainly because he didn't know prophecies. But the mix part is he was doing the chaos build mainly, but he had a lot of traps like Alistair's build. He had to call the Haunted and the card troopers still, and
okay, so just
it was literally a mix. It was the chaos monsters with some agent stuff.
And then, okay, just make it
room for the trap
lineup.
2 Chi-Chi werewolves also.
Okay.
So that was
reminiscent of agents winning worlds.
Yeah. So, anywho, cheat sheet again. Round 5. I play against the one deck that I thought was completely dead, even though this format's so blown apart. But anyway, round 5, I face Worms. And
Worms are fucking awesome.
Yes, they are, and unfortunately, I haven't played against them too often.
Do you not remember Danny?
Yeah.
Winning Columbus last year, and then winning the last regional we went to, and...
Oh, apparently not. I also forgot they were all light, which is kind of funny about the story. But I'll just wrap it up. Game 1, I big eye to save my butt because I don't know half the cards. And then Game 2, he Potter Dualities for Honest, and I don't pay attention to the fact that they're all light. So when I go to attack, instead of just popping it like I could have, I attack into Honest, and he's like, game? And I'm like, wait, those are light. Oh, wow, they're light. So
they're all light.
I failed there. Oh, also, he honest me when he kept Honest in when he sided in Macrocosmos. I forgot to mention that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he sided in Macro against me, and that just took me by surprise. But Game 3, my favorite part, I opened 3 spellbooks, Priestess, Secret Village, and Roll the Krick. So he's
game.
Yeah, it was all over. So I got the perfect setup for the lockdown against him. I figured his build didn't have anything around that. So
what has anything against the first turn Priestess Village Decree?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Except for maybe what, Rabbit into Cowboy?
Yeah, true. So round 6, I play another water deck. This one actually goes 2-1. I finally get 1 loss against the deck, but not a complete loss. Game 1, he just opens 2 water arts, which...
Yeah, that sucks. It happens. You lose. Next game.
Yeah, so I had told him about the earlier water decks I've played, and that I normally don't side against them, but I was telling him that I was going to side, and he talked me out of it, and so being cocky, I just decided to roll with it. If I took a loss, I took a loss. But actually, I just destroyed him. I don't really remember much about what I did, but I just remember having like 2 Priestess, Hermit, and Star Hall, and Tower, and it was just destroying it.
Was this the Shining Elf game for Game 3, or was that was that later in the day?
Nope, this is the Shining Elf.
Okay, Game 3, Shining Elf. Where's this asshole at?
It was awesome.
Right there.
He will never misplay against this card again.
Shining Elf, MVP of the fucking day.
Yes. Just because of this one match. He ends up pitching infantry for something. It didn't pop anything. I just remember he did that on turn 1. I don't remember how, but I know it was in his graveyard. And I had Magician and Monster Reborn. So I summoned my Magician, get secrets, and then I Monster Reborn his infantry to go into Shining Elf. And then from there, I end up having a Star Hall with 4 counters on it by the time it's his turn.
Now remember, Shining Elf is a freaking spellcaster and can nuke anything by 500 pretty much when it hits the field.
Yep.
So
to wrap everything up, basically, he ended up being a 25 for the remainder of the duel. He goes to summon Mullen Glacia against him, which he should have paid attention. He thought it just did normal summons, which why he thought the card was bad. But I dropped his Mullen Glacia to 23, and he regretted it because next turn I attacked right over it, and I just took the game from right there. Shining Elf.
Shining Elf, awesome. boosted by Star Hall, and if you need to, Spellbook of Power.
Yep.
But
good stuff. You can protect it with Wisdom and everything.
Nut shit right there.
All right, round 7. I get 2-0'd by Windup. I was kind of being suspicious because who keeps in Maxi against my type of a deck? I mean, I only special maybe once or twice tops in a match, or not in a match, but
you know,
in a turn.
You go into Priestess and
yeah, that's about my only special summon. But he kept it in. But game 1 and 2, he opened with it, and game 2, when I made a push, it was Gores that he dropped on me. So I was just leery about that guy.
What was he playing, Rabbit?
Windup.
No, it was Windups?
Yeah. So, but anyway, moving on, round 8, I got my revenge against Windup because I 2-0'd it. And I did that by dropping Priestess, and this is my 1 sack for the day. I dropped all 3 Priestess both games. Game 1, I did it turn 1 and did an explosive play with Big Eye and Hierophant, and I just kept on doing it because I had Monster Reborn and Spellbook of Life, so just took advantage of that. I also turn 1 Veilered. He ended up winning the die roll, and I Veilered his Magician, so I ended up just...
Did he have the shark?
Yeah, he had the shark, but I mean...
Veiler, fuck you!
Yeah, so... Anyway, he goes into, I think it was Utopia, but it didn't matter. You know, Priestess popping everything, so it was awesome. And then game 2, I do the same thing, except it was turn 2 that I dropped the Priestesses.
Oh.
So it was awesome. And then round 9, I faced Fabled. Okay, Fabled is X2, and I have a bye, or not bye, a tie. There we go.
So really shitty tiebreakers.
Yes.
So you end up getting pared down.
Yes. But basically, he's really inexperienced against the deck. He had to read a lot of cards. He didn't really understand it. But I thought I was going to get a 2-0. And I hadn't eaten the whole entire day, too. So I thought I was going to get a lunch break.
Have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
He needs to eat.
So, anyway, I sided D-Fissure and Debunk against him. And that's all I really needed. But game 2, he had the perfect MSTs, and I walked into that Honest again. So
Derp.
Yeah. But game 3, I actually get an awesome debunk play. It wasn't against Honest like I would have loved, but I debunked his... I still don't know this deck very well.
One of the Fables.
Yeah, it was one that he was really upset that I debunked. So I felt awesome about
Which one
that.
did it do? Was it one of the specials?
Yeah, it was one that
grave?
special summoned itself and did something from the hand. I think it discarded a card from your hand.
Is that Chawa? The little dog?
Maybe.
Is that the little dog?
But
whatever.
Yeah, it
Debunk
was
fucked it.
Yeah, Debunk got it, and he was just like, what? So, anyway, then I use Priestess and D-Fissure to take the game.
So you're 7-1-1 and ended up where? 8th place?
8th place.
So we go to top 8. What the hell happens here?
Well, they're doing deck checks, and I clear. I'm fine. But first place gets caught cheating.
Who was first place?
The guy that beat me.
The guy that 2-0'd you.
Yes.
With Maxi and Gores every game.
Yep.
So what did they find marked in his deck?
Both Tour Guides, both Maxis, 2 Mirror Force, and it was either Dark Hole or Monster Reborn. That was all marked. So they DQ'd him, and ninth place, I believe, got his mat, and I ended up getting the win, but I had the head judge tell me that I was the not official, but unofficial first place.
Because of the DQ and some weird things. You guys didn't play out all of top 8.
Right. So
you got the win because of the DQ.
Right. So technically, I guess I got 8th place, but in my eyes, I won the thing. So
yeah, you got a free match. Who knows what would have happened if you guys had played out the top 4.
I would have got them. That's what would have happened.
Based off the rest of the day, seems like it.
Yep. So it's a good deck.
All right, well, that'll conclude it for this one. I think we got one more profile we're going to do here with another deck that Kasey built for a friend that played in the tournament.
He went X3, but that's only because he's scrubbing us in sectors.
Anyway,
skill drain.
We're going to kill this video and go into a second profile. John's not here to profile the deck, but Kasey here's the one that built it, so we're going to do a profile of it too. It placed 30-something. He still got his invite with it.
Yep.
It's a fun deck, scrap stun, so look forward to that one. Peace out, guys.